because I listen to these certain artists and these artists speak about street stuff in such depth, and then all the street niggas love these artists, then they feel like then they know they're experiencing it right there. So now they got their firsthand knowledge, and now they only got to do is just go out and start doing it. It's like the image of the nigga, like every nigga that listen to hip hop or do this shit, they like their image is the ski mask, and it's like you're from the sun. Nothing about your environment says ski mask and shiesty and have the Draco and extendo clip, but all of them do it. No matter where they from, they all listening to the same music, and then they emulate the same things. They got hoodies on in the summertime, and it's like, why y'all all like this? Like, this didn't happen by chance. This is programming.
And they can't even wrap their mind around that fact. That's a very basic critical question. Why? Wait a minute. I don't come from this. This is nothing. Like, I can't even wear this. I gotta hide this fucking hat that pulls over my face with holes in it. I gotta hide it in my house because my parents would be like, "What the fuck is that? What are you doing? What is that? Why do you have that? What's that about?" So, like, why do I want to do this if I gotta hide it? That I know it's not right. Why do I want to do this? Who put this in my fucking head? It's a very basic question that you should be asking yourselves. Who put this in my head? If it wasn't the people who have been feeding me, housing me, clothing me, directing and protecting me, then who the fuck put this in my head? Because those people have my best interest at heart. And if they didn't put this in my motherfucking head, critical question. And ask yourself, who put these ideas in your fucking head, and why did they put them there? You think they did it for your benefit? You think that they put forth Lil Durk and King Von for your benefit? You think they exalted them for your benefit? So that you could be a better version of yourself? Is that what the fuck you believe?
Well, what they don't even know, and nobody will ask, as we know, a lot of hip hop music is consumed by people outside of our culture.
Yep.
Asian kids, white kids, all kind, right?
Hispanic kids.
So the real deep dive question, Bri, is why can the Chinese kid, whose parents make him do homework 4 hours every night, and his greatest aspiration is to get into NYU or whatever school, right? Why can he listen to whichever one of these guys talking about E-Mask and all that, and he can discern that this is simply music meant for my entertainment? And I'm kind of impressed by the clever way these guys spin words together, but in no way does the things this man is talking about have any impact in my life.
Critical question, bro.
Right?
Critical.
I remember the first time I heard, God rest his soul, Christopher Wallace, the Notorious B.I.G. I remember hearing it because the line hit me, and I was like, oh, he's clever. I was like, birthdays is the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Right? Giving hints to my friends in the field suspenders. I understood that he was not describing his real life immediately, that he was giving aspirational lyrics, that he was projecting what he wants and wants for others. Never did I think that this man actually was rich, right?
Right.
Because, or a proficient hustler.
Right.
Because I knew that in 1993, all the guys in the streets had no interest about being in the studio.
That's right.
You would have gotten actually laughed at because that wasn't what guys getting money did, was talk about getting studio times.
Spit, niggas like, yo, you little motherfucker spitting on mics. So get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
I mean,
niggas is definitely downing on motherfuckers like.
So, but
right,
so right, that whole transformation of the industry being able to sell this as reality as opposed to entertainment. And then our cultural walls and defenses being so low that our youth were able to buy into this. Because, see, I'm going to deny that I said this. Unfortunately, it's being recorded. But if you got a bunch of silly women having babies who have never been exposed to no strong male figures, nobody will be there to tell that seed that they make that all this shit you looking at is goofy shit, and all of them are playing pretend. You know why? Because she's impressed by the same dumb shit that her silly son impressed by. And it is very unpopular to say all that we and you describe it, fam, is what it looked like when the blind lead the blind, when the dumb lead the dumb, when you put the clowns in charge of the circus. They don't meet, they truly nobody, they don't got nobody telling them, hey man, you know them guys ain't living like that. You know that plumbers and electricians and heating and cooling guys make more money than the majority of those guys run around talking about they at the studio. Hard, simple truths, right? Find me a black man who been doing plumbing for 25 years. I'll show you a motherfucker with probably a house paid for, two nice whips, a happy wife, and a happy girlfriend.
True story.
Fact,
true story.
Right?
True story. That's a fact. And they both get a trip a year.
Yeah, and they both get somebody, but nobody is saying that. Them the motherfuckers who be balling, man. The motherfucker got 3 plumbing trucks.
That's right.
Got 6 people under him at his heating and cooling company. Right? I'll tell you who the boss is. I've owned a lot of properties, man. Hey man, when that boiler go out on Christmas Eve, you know who the boss? The man who can fix it. Because whatever he say it cost,
his
ticket is what his ticket is. And he ain't got to negotiate on his ticket.
Yes, right. That's right.
For real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact, nigga. Whoever can fix it, that's the boss.
He a boss. And he get what he say he won't.
That's right, big nigga. You want this fixed, boss? You people freeze it? It's gonna be 20 degrees below tonight, you know.
Hey, and the shit only happened on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's no doubt. Come up off that 1200 real quick.
Need that.
Big nigga.
It's quick.
You know, I see the Mercedes out in the driveway. You know what I mean? You know, I'm driving a little Toyota, whatever. You know, but it's paid for.
Okay. And I got an RV at home.
That's right.
Oh yeah, and a house down south. Right.
That's right. Yes, sir.
But when our community starts making clever lyrics about how the heating and cooling man is balling, about how the plumber is a boss, right? Right? That the carpenter is calling a lot of shots, right?
The carpenter's calling shots.
He's calling a lot of shots, man. Because every store and every business that ever opens has to call in a carpenter.
That's right. That's a fact.
Right?
Yep.
Very practical. Do you know what the number one entrepreneurial business that produces millionaires is? Dry cleaners.
Still? That's been since we were kids. Remember all the old heads all the old big timers that had dry cleaners? Who's going to?
Yeah, dry cleaners. Still, like per capita, if you find $1,000. Yeah. I think it goes under the same industry. I think they categorize laundromats and dry cleaning as one category.
Yep.
Right? So if you find 1,000 guys in the laundromat dry cleaning business, the percentage of them that will be millionaires is greater than 1,000 people from any other economic space.
Bars. Right there.
Yeah.
Bars.
Yeah.
That's perspective for your ass.
Yeah. And true, and I'm going to speak for you. We want for our brothers what we want for ourselves.
And dry clean facts.
Which is some freedom and some economic independence. So all we really been talking about for the last hour or so is not falling for the dumb shit. And you know, if we can get a couple brothers, man, who be like, man, I think I'm gonna take me a heating and cooling class. Shit, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said bars, because realistically, if you ain't hear nothing else he said, you just heard that.
That was it.
You let that settle. You let that marinate. You let that, multiply itself in your mental matrix. I guarantee you come to the conclusion that you probably should be leaning towards that direction. If you ain't come up with nothing else up till now, that right there was a good ass idea.
Yeah.
Because people will always need heating and cooling. Always. That ain't never going away. It'll probably be one of the last things the AI can take away from you.
And I was going to say, and even with the technology is just going to make the plumber's job easier. It's going to make the heating and cooling guy job a little easier. But in the end, until we got robots to come do all this shit, and that's a minute.
Yes, before they can have that dexterity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you probably got a whole nother generation to eat off of these old school trades. Which, by the way, we should ask ourselves, why they take the trades out to schools?
Yes. Why they do
That's a pretty decent question.
Why they do that?
Why they take the trades
all that
out?
shit used to be in school. All that used to be in school. Y'all, if y'all are 15 years old, you won't know that. But all that used to be able to go to your school and learn. You could take heating, plumbing. What was the other shit? Heating and cooling, plumbing,
auto shop, and then they teach about cars too.
Auto shop. That's right. Yeah, before I went to private school, after I got kicked out of public school. So after that, I was in private school. So, prior to going to private school though, like all the schools I knew about, that's what they did. That's what they had. Like, that's what motherfuckers was, learning as like basic part of your fucking education. So that way you came out of school with some ability that you could apply and earn a legal living, And then all of a sudden they removed that and replaced it with nothing.
Yeah, not just replaced
it with narcotics.
Replaced it with
narcotics.
Nothing. We replaced it with narcotics.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we'll give a shout out to our colleague, Mr. Prophet. His doc rolling. Although, because God rest his soul, my brother Brett, who did the narration, he was so real and so authentic.
Oh my God, that dude there.
Yeah, brother Brett he stole the show.
He was a motherfucker.
Oh, bro, yeah. He was that. He was that. As you can tell, the one thing that this guy, no one can act like this. No one can pretend to be like this.
No, hell, he was. No, he was genuinely that.
He was genuinely
a motherfucker. He was the definition of a Detroit motherfucker. I'm telling you,
I don't care about that bitch of that jewelry. Why be motherfucking I? Yeah, that was it.
That nigga was, yo, he was something, man. He was something. Yeah. I'm gonna be passed too, man. He was something else. But if y'all ain't seen Rolling, that was Al's first joint, right? That's when I came into contact with Al by way of that. When I seen Rolling, I was like, yo, I don't know who did this, but they did this shit for real. I can't. There you go. I lost you. You froze for a second.
this phone of mine, they won't leave me alone.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. When you get calls, that's what happens. I forgot.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I wanna so we talked about the end. All right. Putting factors between our period and the current circumstances into perspective. Okay. Before you go, we talked about the differences, like the difference between the time that gave way to us, our people's time, and then our time. The difference in the opportunity getting in the street then and now. And there were so like many advantages, I guess you can say, that we had that don't exist and have not existed in 25, 30 fucking years for real. Like 1994 or so. At the point at which you couldn't cut your dope more than 10 times.
Mid-90s. Yep.
Yes. It was over. I remember. In 92, when I got to be 189, our thing was taking 27, 28.
Okay.
Right? 92, 23, 24. But we were still 70%, 20% average motherfucker. From 92 to 94, it was damn good if it could take a 10, because everybody else's shit was 2s and 3s. I was like, firstly, if it's taking a 2 and a 3, I'm pretty confident that nature didn't decide to produce a weaker strain of the poppy plant. I'm pretty sure. So, right? So I'm saying that ain't dope. It can only take a 2.
There you go.
That's not dope.
That's what
that's
the
not dope. You motherfuckers, you don't have a plug. Y'all done fucked the plug up, because whoever that is you get that dope from, he's 100 fucking rungs down the ladder. Like, he's giving you this for you to put your package together. When you crazy as a motherfucker. Like, it takes a 2, a 3. That's not dope, bro. That's hope at best. Like, you ridiculous. But this is the thing. When we began, the risks were there for us. When they came into the drug game in the 50s, they were facing degrees of punishment, but realistically, if you had some fucking money, bro, you weren't going to jail. As long as you stayed out the fucking newspaper, your ass wasn't going to jail.
Yes.
Stay out the newspaper, you're not going to jail. You got some money, and you stay out the newspaper, you're not going to jail. And if you do, it won't be for the time you should be going based upon what the laws say. But the overall threat of being in the street was significantly less, especially in comparison to the potential gains. If you could, in 1960, say 65, 66, 67, 68, you get a key of dope. If you, depending on where you are, like if you're getting it, and you're in New York, and you're getting it, you're not going anywhere for it, and it's taking a 60, you will happily pay $250,000 for it.
Correct.
Happily. Because by the time you're done, you got to realize, when I say it could take a 60, technically what I'm saying is you could make 60 of them. But of course, if you did that, you would diminish the whole advantage of having something that could take it. It's not necessary to be that fucking greedy. Because if you got a thing that could take a 60 and you put that motherfucker on a 45, you are very close to killing a lot of fucking people, but that's what they want. They want you to be close to killing them. You know what I mean?
Well, and this, okay, what's different? You know, last time we were together in New York, you in your block, It's one of those blocks that's like been heavily documented that was $1 million a day block.
That's right. That's right.
For a long time, right? Let's be real. So there are no more $1 million blocks in America. And if they are few and far between.
That's right. That's right. And you ain't gonna be there for years.
We were there
for
if
years.
there is $1 million blocks, they're not gonna be like your block, and let's say from 1965 solidly through 1985, that probably held true.
Yes, sir.
Shortly from 65 to 75, without doubt.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And into 80,
yeah,
into 80, 82, 83, yeah, it's a fact.
So the ability to create, which is what they're all now enamored with, but not understanding what we're trying to say, how times have changed. In that day, a young black man could actually fuck around and become financially free in the game in a year, 18 months.
That's a fact.
My dad in 18 months went from being started fucking with Eddie, and he was 3 months behind on his mortgage. 18 months later, he was living next door to Smokey Robinson and Eddie with an M in the basement.
And that's what they don't get.
Right?
They don't get. I don't know if they believe it.
Yeah, Eddie couldn't pay Pops back a $50 loan, man. In 18 months, Pops is working for him, and Eddie's worth 10, 15 million bucks. That world doesn't exist. Why? Because, as you know, the same bag that your friends and family were getting, that China White that was taking a 90, that was 98% pure.
Pobrecito. Oh, my God.
And he the only one in town with that China White. Yeah, and if you got an exclusive on that French Connection bag for 18 months, you can do that.
That's it.
You and all your friends' fantasies and dreams can come true like that.
Goldfinger going to the store. Yeah. A dozen cars at once. 3 fucking brand new cars at once. Give me that one. Give me that one. Give me that one right there. You like that? You like that? You like them Corvairs? I don't really like them Corvairs, but my man, get grab one of the Corvairs, whatever, I guess. Because these are brand new whips with these motherfuckers was $3,000. And these niggas had millions. Cash dollars. They had whole apartments that had nothing in them. No furniture. A stove and a refrigerator. Nothing in it but money. All the cabinets, money. All the lower cabinets between under the counter, money. All the closets, money. All the bedrooms, money. Cash to stack the fuck up. In 20 months.
And that upper echelon of African-American hustler is likely dealing, in many cases, directly with the members of La Costa Nostra. Talk about a plug and the insanity of running off. Yeah, you're going to run off with the Gambino and Colombo family shit. Okay, see how it works out for you.
Yeah, you're going to run off. Firstly, they were over in Spanish Harlem on Pleasant Avenue.
Right.
We were just six blocks away.
Basically.
They're on 116th Street, 15th Street, Pleasant. We're on 115th Street, 16th Street, 7th and 8th. Where were we going? Where were we going? They're right there. They could throw rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the concept of that was that saying that back then could get a bullet in your brain. Talking like that. You sound like you about to do something stupid and fuck all this motherfucking money up, and we ain't gonna have that.
But let's be honest.
These are Jim Crow niggas. They didn't play no games.
But I think exactly. But those their Italian counterparts respect them enough to do business with them on an exceptionally high level. Let us be real. In 2025, given the behavior and imagery of our, can you see any of those serious people?
Forget about it.
So what you got is what you get. Your local Mexican, who the Mexican you know he's so low down. He's so far on the totem pole. You think he a plug and a boss. The fact that he's been sent to deal with you niggas tell you what the rest of his clique think about him.
That's right.
You go deal with them niggas.
That's the fact. That's the truth.
The Mexican you think is a boss is a misfit in his clique. And that's why he got to deal. And that's why he got to deal with you.
That's right. Yeah, he's essentially expendable.
He is expendable because they know you gonna tell on him.
Yeah. Or you're gonna rob him and kill him.
Or you gonna rob all that type.
Even distantly. Like,
so
I mean,
yeah. The access to those people is gone, right? The access to those upper tier people and other cultures that back in our day, our mentors had the access to those people. I think some of the people you deal with may have even had connections with the Chinese down in Chinatown.
Sure enough,
you know. So when you're dealing with, so that's a big thing that changed.
Yes.
And you know, Eddie schooled us all to something, man. The fat man used to always say, never buy garbage dope one time, because once you buy garbage dope, all they're gonna keep giving you is garbage dope.
That's a fact. You can sell this shit. That's it.
So
that's it.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
That's what happened. Brothers,
once niggas start, when they found out we could sell them shit to them niggas and it could only take a 5, the game was over.
That's it.
And they worked their way down. Let's keep testing. See when these niggas gonna say, "Hey, stop this bullshit. Give me back that thing."
Right.
And it went from taking a 50 to a 30. Niggas kept buying and paying for it. To a 20, niggas still buying and paying for it. 10, these niggas is actually still buying and paying for this shit. 5, get the fuck out of here. These niggas have lost their mind. They ain't even trying to buy dope no more.
That's right. That's right. They're just going through the motions. And I bet they felt a kind of way that they didn't start doing that shit earlier.
Of course they did. They like, man, you know, we gave away zillions, man. You could have been giving these niggas garbage for a long time.
It gave away zillions, and that's real shit. That's real shit.
We gave away zillions that we had no business giving away.
So y'all could be real clear. We talking about heroin. We ain't talking about disco dust, party favor. We ain't talking about party favor. Party favor was what motherfuckers did with some of the millions, you know, that they was making off of heroin. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yo, let's get some cocaine and hang out, have a party, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, just put the shit in a bowl, man. Just put it in the bowl. Just leave it out there for everybody, man. Everybody just do your goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, cocaine was not something that niggas say, yo, let's get some cocaine and make money. Like, that's not what they were saying.
All I'm gonna say on that is, Puff ain't did nothing that ain't been going on for a long time.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Dap admitted that. Dap said that shit on record. He's like, yeah, he's doing the same shit his mother and father were doing. Everybody was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is, you know. But everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the thing is, ultimately, what I watched happen was I watched it go from the profit being the heavy end of it, and the potential punishment in comparison to the profit, it was basically worth it. It was worth the risk. If you could go from being broke and behind to being a multi-millionaire in cash in 18 months, or, you know, in the process of attempting to do that, you could go to jail for 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I watched it go from that to this. The punishment got greater and greater, and the profit potential got lesser and lesser.